Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus today. Your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about a few things, including some personal experiences. But the number of videos that are doing the rounds on social media with pretty ordinary-looking chicks claiming, sort of acting like they're 9 or 10 out of 10s, and they're saying that they can't get laid, guys won't hit on them. They go to the gym in high-cut leotards and low-cut tops, and they don't get so much as a "how you going?" So there's no guys lining up to ask for their phone number or something like that. So why is that? These women are sort of putting out there, and they say, well, there must be something wrong with the guys. But the attitude that they have is, and this seems to be close to universal, that it's up to them to offer it to the guys, offer the opportunity for intimate relations. It's up to them to offer it, and as they see it, any guy should just jump at the chance. So they go, well, you're offering it, done deal. And that if a guy turns them down or isn't interested or something, there must be something wrong with men in general, and because there can't be anything wrong with me, the girls think. Now, I don't know what sort of guys necessarily hitting on, but maybe, is a 3 out of 10 chick hitting on a 9 out of 10 guy or something, that. But their attitude is that it doesn't matter. None of that matters. None of the details matters. None of the quality control is relevant. The issue is, I've offered you a fuck and you're just supposed to take it. And if you don't, you're the problem. And so let's just have a little look at that. Now, I'm a guy who gets hit on quite a lot, and I mean, don't start hating on me or anything. The chicks that hit on me aren't hot chicks. And it's not flattering to be hit on by chicks that aren't hot, by the way. Not that I'm out looking for it. It can be anywhere and they come up to me. People that I've known. Now, some of it's built into like a scenario. For example, I've known a number of women where their husbands have had, heart attacks or strokes or something like that, and they're still in they still get horny and want to get laid, but they don't want to sort of go cruising the bars or something. They don't want to do anything that vulgar and unseemly. So they try and go to people they know or within their wider social sort of orbit, I suppose, their social circle, and sound them out and say, listen, Billy Bob's had a stroke. He can't do the business. I get horny. No strings attached. Will you fuck me? So, it's that sort of scenario. Now, I can understand in the mechanics of it. I understand that. I understand. Okay, they get horny. Husband can't. Husband's ill. He's had the stroke or whatever. So, and I understand why they'd want to sort of keep it in their social orbit rather than, I don't know, just go out and start roaming the streets. Now, these women aren't certainly the ones that approach me. They're not. A couple of them haven't been too bad, I guess, but they're not like they're hot. But I politely decline and wish them well. And one woman who came, who was most insistent. She really was keen, and she with some annoyance gave up. Asking when I sort of kept on politely saying no. And when they're in the your social circle, like you don't want to be sort of, you silly bitch, why don't you fuck off? You don't want to be that crude. So you try and do it gently and softly, so that you've said no, but without causing them to feel hard done by or put out or some. They've received some brutal rejection or something. You don't want that, because then that means you've lost a friendship. And now I'm surprised. Like one of the women, I would rate her as a 2 out of 10, and even that's being slightly generous. I mean, she's in bad shape, but she's slim, and as far as she's concerned, she's a hot piece of ass. And I think you've got to be kidding me. Now she's a couple of years younger than me, but she hasn't worn well at all. Her skin is in terrible condition. And so other than being slim, there's, again, nothing to someone held a gun to my head, said, "Look, you got to fuck her," they'd have to shoot me. That's the. So I was surprised that she would, and she was commenting, "Oh, you're really fit, and you work out, and you do lots of exercise. You're careful with your diet, and da da da." Oh wow, I really like your physique, and she's going I was, oh, okay, that's very flattering. Well, thank you. I do try and work hard on it, but so she's sort of saying, well, you're above a 5 out of 10, but she would think herself as an above 5 out of 10 is just beyond my comprehension. I mean, you're ugly as fuck. How can you think that you're anything above a 1 or a 2? Now, but she was angry. Look, I've offered you a fuck. Why aren't you taking it? Why are you being difficult here? Why are you being hard to get on with? Nah, it's not. You're ugly. I wouldn't fuck you on pain of death. I didn't say that. I wouldn't, nor would I say it. But that was the thing. But they don't see it that way. I'm offering you a fuck. What's the problem here? Do you hate me or something? Now, this scenario has played out quite a few times, and one just recently, which is sort of why I'm doing it, especially as I've been the social media rounds of women complaining guys won't hit on them. Now, I do jogging, and the weather's improving a bit here, so I'm sort of jogging, and we're coming into summer here in Australia, being in the southern hemisphere, or spring, and so I was out jogging, and there's a woman in the circuit that I do. It's in a neighbourhood. It's only a couple of kilometres away from where I live, and I've seen her from time to time in the front yard, or she's come back from grocery shopping, getting out of the car, and sometimes we wave or nod hello, and isn't it a nice day? And we've only ever really exchanged pleasantries and nothing more than that. And I've never really thought about it. So a few days ago, she started wanting to engage in conversation, and first time I thought, oh, she's just being sort of neighbourly and pleasant or something. And then, but by the third time, I thought, is she hitting on me? And if so, now she's like I'm in my early 60s, and she'd be probably approaching 60, I would think, maybe mid 50s, and she comes starts talking about how her husband's not well. Again, he's like had a heart attack or something, and she's she's probably better than 2 out of 10, but 3.5 or something. Nothing like the type that I would find attractive, which is another issue again, and I'll come back to quality control in a minute. But she then sort of says, makes it, with being as discreet and subtle as she can, whilst at the same time communicating clearly what she wants, that look, she thinks she's in pretty good shape, and I other than being slim, I don't agree with that. She's not fit, I don't think. But she's I still get horny and I want to get laid. Husband can't deliver, and then she starts saying, "Gee, you're fit," you do bike riding and jogging, and I've seen you doing stuff down at the gym, like as an outdoor gym down at the park, and all that sort of stuff. I hadn't known that she'd noticed that, but not that I'd thought about it. But she's saying, well, look, I'm offering it, and I politely declined, but she couldn't understand that. Now, apart from the fact she reckons she's a 7 or an 8, she was quite shocked. I've offered it. Why aren't you taking it? You're a guy. Guys will fuck anything with a pulse. Guys will fuck anything, and I'm offering it to you, and I reckon I'm pretty hot. So why aren't you gagging to get to it? Why aren't you, slobbering in expectant delight? No. Now, so that's the thing there. That they can't comprehend quality control. Now, if she intimates that I'm above 5 out of 10 in her cognizance, why would she think I'd fuck a 3 out of 10 if I can get? Because if I'm a 5 or a 6 or 7 or whatever out of 10, then I can probably get chicks in that range, other things being equal. So why would I lower my standards? So when it comes to quality control, they seem to think they have the quality control genes, genetics, but men don't. Men will fuck anything. So therefore, all women have to do is offer it. All women have to do is, walk around in a sexy outfit. It's a done deal. Well, yeah, if you're sexy, maybe. Now, for mine, I'm pretty fussy and quality control is pretty important. I'm not out looking for it, so I suppose that's not even a relevant factor these days. But there's a certain look or range of looks that I find sexy and attractive, and I wouldn't fuck any chick outside of that range anyway. Again, assuming I was out on looking for it, which I'm not. But that would be my thing there. On top of that, anything. I just from my perspective, anything below 6 out of 10, I wouldn't fuck. But that's just me. That's just my attitude to things. But why she would see, or any woman, not just her, but she was almost flabbergasted. She thought I hadn't understood it. She thought, well, he just hasn't understood what I've said. That's the issue here. So she reiterated this time a little bit more forcefully and directly. No. And again, I tried to be as polite as possible as you can be in these situations, say no. But it comes back to the two things. Well, why do women believe that guys will fuck any chick with a pulse? And why do they believe guys are incapable of quality control? That is saying, well, I find a certain look attractive, or certain looks unattractive, or I'm not going to fuck some ugly chick, or whatever. Why do these women who, again, 2 out of 10 women, why do they fancy themselves as hot, hot pieces of ass? I don't get that. Now you can divide it up. There's some women that I've seen have got, I don't know, they got great legs and ass, but their faces are unattractive, or there's I don't know, they've got very pretty faces and with great skin and hair, but their bodies are shot to you can get different sort of combinations of factors, but women don't think men have the right to apply quality control or be choosy, and similarly don't have the right to reject a sexual encounter when it's offered. I find that terribly degrading and demeaning. If you think about men, in that sense, so negatively, then no wonder you've got problems getting laid. You've been a Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for listening.